Oh, look at that magic! Wow.
So I was telling them by the Schwartzis that I met a guy on the beach, and he said, you know, Rabbi Schwartzi, Shlomo passed away, and I said, let's go to the Shiva together. And I said, that's a rabbi that you walk on the beach and everyone knows that someone left this world, and if you feel the void, it's a beautiful, that shows a life well lived. Am I right?
If you put that cigar out and stop blowing it in my face.
No, this cigar is a fresh one. You want?
Schwartzi was a good friend of mine.
Yes.
I really had a very strong connection with Shlomo.
He was good to you. He was
good to me.
Even if you married a shiksa, he was nice to you?
I don't know about that.
He said anything about it?
Yeah, he did say it. I never married a shiksa. But,
oh, okay. All right, you're right.
But, you know, I had a couple of girlfriends that weren't Jewish, right, that he was down on.
Right.
You know, because, you know, and I understood his point. That's why I didn't really go around that much anymore. But I was over his house with the 40, the 20 couples, and Schwartzi had a good time at Schwartzi's house. You know, but to me, I'm not really into religion anymore. Kind of like you, Yehuda.
That's right.
Except for your name.
Yehuda is the most famous violinist.
That reeks.
Yes.
Of Yiddenism.
Yeah, Yehudaism.
Yehudaism. Because you're a hood.
Yeah.
A hoodnik.
Yes.
Who's this guy?
Hi.
You're Jewish. Of course he is with that. No, it's Schwartz.
Hi.
How you doing?
You're Jewish.
Huh?
You're Jewish.
No.
He thought you're Jewish because you have a hoodie. It looks like a tallis.
Oh, shit, no,
I didn't say you have a hoodie. I said you had the nose like a
Oh,
Jew.
it's the nose?
No.
He doesn't have a Jewish nose.
That's okay.
He's a handsome guy.
Nose. I'm Turkish.
Turkish nose.
Nice.
How, you like taffy?
Taffy? What is taffy?
Turkish taffy. You never heard of it? Like Bonomo's Turkish taffy? It's this candy that's very hard. Like really hard taffy. Look it up on the internet when you get home, or on your phone when we're finished. You bite into it, and if you're lucky, your teeth don't break. That's how that's taffy. That's taffy. But my daughter went to southern Turkey and Istanbul.
So welcome to Sheni V'Chamishi. More on the beautiful legacy of Rabbi Schwartz. How are you? So I saw an article once in the paper about Rabbi Schwartz. It wasn't flattering. Some girl came, she wasn't halachically Jewish. They printed the letter and his spelling wasn't perfect, how they exchanged. And I spoke to the son, Mendel, and I said, you know, I want to fix this. So Mendel said, I know why you want to fix it, because you're a negei b'davar, you're intermarried. So I said, no, that's not the reason. I explained to him, I'm not religious. I have nothing to kasha. I'm not trying to convert anything. I don't even want to convert the dog in my house. I'm not trying to toivel my dog, my wife, my daughter, nothing. Even though a dog is tamei too, right? Goyim are not just tamei. Pig is tamei. It's all a question of tumah v'tara. That doesn't really exist, but we do stuff like that. But it's a beautiful story because even though this story happened, you have to remember the human being is greater than the religion. The religion you can believe in for 20, 30 years, and the minute you get a proper discipline explanation lecture, you can trash the whole doctrine. So that's nothing. It doesn't last. It lasts as long as you keep it. It's a strong social system. You know, everyone else believes it. You build a whole hive. But in Indian, so I meet the. So when I spoke to Rabbi Schwartzi, a Lubavitcher boy intermarried. What could he think, right? To explain to him that the question of intermarriage is not what you're going to answer your bubby. I think it was Moshe Feiglin asked me, what does your mother think? I said, My mother is not it's not about what my mother thinks. What if she doesn't like a girl that's from? It's about what the poskim say. It's about what the poskim say. Right? It's a shaila for poskim. Chazal never held that they are the only true religion or truth in the world. Judaism, Chazal never held that they're the only ones. So you want to follow Yiddishkeit like the converts to Judaism back then. So you just worship the Jewish God, and then you could be a ger teshav, and then you could be eligible to marry. And so sitting, so by the shiva I meet Motul Garari, Shmari's father, and I say, hey, what's doing? You know, Shmari was telling me tu tshuva. And in the beginning it was very annoying to have a guy tell you that, but then I thought, you know, I'll do tshuva, and I went into the local kollel and I asked them how to do tshuva. They said the first thing you got to do is you got to be peidish from shapsos, from false prophets. And I said, wow, Shmari did me more damage than good. Before I was a Lubavitcher, a Chabad light, off the derech, on the derech, a chassid, like in Russia. Tzemach Tzedek had 24,000 chassidim, but there was no pairs of tefillin. There were no archaeological findings of 24,000 pairs of tefillin. Now I'm a frum yid, but against the Rebbe, because this is what Allah has said. You got to have bittul. When you're doing tshuva, you have to have bittul. Whatever the Paisek tells you. Motul Garari's head spinning like a dreidel. You know, you're 30, 40 years, you're believing the same thing, and then all of a sudden, it's dropped in the wastebasket like the Rogatchover would do with the people who wanted his askameh for these books. So we're schmoozing, and then he tells me, why aren't you married? Oh, yeah, I'm married. My wife, my kid. Why don't you marry a Jewish girl? He means ethnically Jewish. Very confused. He doesn't chap the inyan. It's not Judaism is not an ethnic religion anymore. You could be Sephardi, Ashkenazi. You could be monogamous or polygamous. You could have one wife. You could have three. You could be a Temani. You could be according to the Rambam. You could be according to the Arizal. You could do mystical Judaism. You could do halachic Judaism, traditional by Poskim. You could go according to Mekabalim. You could be completely pagan and spiritual, like, you know. So he says to me, how could it be you come Shlomo Schwartz, Menachem Avul, and he spent billions of dollars on the intermarriage. He thinks like a businessman. He's like a seicher. He's thinking about the money. I said, I spoke to him, and we agreed that Judaism goes according to the Poskim. Kabbalah came after the Poskim. Kabbalah came to make the halacha interesting. Kabbalah came after the Talmud. Kabbalah came to make the laws and practices and customs and dogma a little interesting. To add meaning to Pesach, Shavuos, Shabbos, and other such. So we agreed that it's according to the Poskim. So all you need to do, if you want to marry a shiksa from Japan or China, and you're Mark Zuckerberg, and you want to marry your high school sweetheart, you love a girl. You know where Shlomo Melech says there's no tachlif for the love of your youth. Everything could be exchanged in this world. And when I say everything, even if you go off the derech, you could always give the Rebbe another chassid. You take some kid from Africa that's going to die, and you bring him to Lubavitch, dress him up, and stick him in and say, Rebbe, at least I cashed in. Just like we used to do with the Tsar. We used to send kids to the army. We used to write death certificates, fake it. Rebbe, you want chassidim? I'll give you Schwartzi kids. Indoctrinate them, rob them of education. But us, we're Ashkenazi brains. We're Einstein. We're a very small tribe and very important. We're the highest achievers in science. We don't have time for these jokes. So that's replaced. So once you get the Paisik, you speak to the Paisik, you could marry any, it doesn't matter. If she wants to become a Yid and be Yoitze the mitzvah of Korban Pesach, So she goes to a mikveh because it's no longer an ethnic thing. It's no longer an ethnic religion. It doesn't depend on ethnicity. It all goes by spiritualism, spiritual faith, not spiritualism. That's another word. You look it up. But it's a spiritual religion based on faith. Yeah. So here's the beautiful Sheni v'Chamishi. This is the studio of Sheni v'Chamishi. And there's a guy with a camera taking a good shot. Oh, come on, man. Well, it's not working, but here, now it's gonna work maybe. Oh, Tazoi. What the? How are you?
How you doing?
You know me?
No, what are you shooting?
I'm shooting Sheni v'Chamishi. It's a
Little show you do?
A show for Orthodox Jews about science. I'm bringing science into
cool.
the
You know, I was just reading about, I think it was on PBS, I saw that all these scientists are getting together to try to save climate data before the new
I'm trying to get people to start, I'm trying to get people to start studying science, otherwise they'll think science is another religion or faith, because they don't know what it is. So I'm explaining to them it's a study of laws that govern the universe, it's a collection of data, it's not the Bible, but it works.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, bye.